Is it a struggle? Yes, we have to realize our strengths and our weaknesses. Hi, and welcome to YYNet, and I'm your host, Janice. We're here to help others to reach their goals by introducing inspiring guests on motivational topics to help you move from ordinary to extraordinary and reach your goals. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about women in business and women starting their own business. You know, you always hear about Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, how they started. Well, why don't we hear about regular women like us starting our business and helping others? So today I have a guest. Her name is Tina Holman. She is with Business Black to Black Consultants, and she helps women to start their own business through a variety of different businesses she started on her own and through mentoring. Welcome to the show, Tina. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Now, topic is women starting their own business. What type of businesses, if you could mind sharing with my audience, what type of businesses have you started and you're presently running now?
I started an online general merchandise store where I sell a variety of things, home decor, lawn and garden, all kind of things. Uh, just kind of meeting people where they're at. Usually they tell you to pick one product and start out. I started out with one product, and then I just gradually added on different products. Then I have a Black to Black magazine, which is a magazine for business owners to show get visibility and credibility in their business, get to show, run ads, uh, introduce to different podcasts, and just kind of give them it's a global magazine.
Mhm.
So it's just help small women in business as well as men. And then I have a Black to Black consultant, which helps all businesses, no matter male or female, uh, to grow their business, to start a business. Entrepreneurs is my specialty, so I help people that's just starting out on business, uh, that has not ever started a business or have started one and just need some advice.
Okay. So you like working with the entrepreneurs and people like me, a regular person who's just we don't have like millions of dollars to go start off a business, but just trying to do something small to build
Yes,
up to.
yes,
Now, you say your first business, you were actually, was that online that you decided to sell one product?
yeah, yes.
Now,
Online, yeah, I sell one product. I you kind of when you're starting a business, you usually want to pick one thing to start out with. So I just started out with one product, and once it started, getting more sales, then I kind of picked up the other products to sell online. And I also do pop-ups. So I started doing pop-up shops. I started even hosting the pop-up shops to bring more small business in to be able to showcase, sell their product, and to sell my own product. So it gave me an avenue to sell outside of my online business.
now, why did you start having your own business? I mean, most people get a 9 to 5 job, and it's kind of take a different person typically to start their own business. Why did you start?
Well, when I first started, I wasn't, I was married. I wasn't married, but I had a child. And when I had that child, I thought, well, I needed some extra income, not just what I was making on my 9 to 5 job. So I decided I'll start this business and give him a chance to get generational wealth. That's what my idea was to help build a better future for my son. I started a business on that premise to, just to give generational wealth for my son and to bring in extra income for me. So at first it started out as just a hobby. Like it was just second income. You know how people get second jobs?
Right,
That was
right.
like my
Second.
second job, my business. And then once it started growing, then it became a business. Then I started as a official business. So that's how I really started. First as a hobby, then I started making sales and started making money. Then I moved on to a full-fledged business.
Now, you were in this, were you into sales as your prior job? Because I'm wondering, because some people, I've always been told the best businesses are started typically the ones that you have knowledge of, that you either have a job in it currently or it's something that you really like. Were you already into retail at that time?
No, I worked at that time, I was working in the nursing field at the hospital. I had worked there at that time, for maybe 2 years. I just
Okay.
started like 2 years. I was in the nursing for 2 years, and I stayed in that for about 12 years. So, no, that was not my actual field of that I worked in on a daily basis. It's just something that I love to do. I love to be around other people, and sales, it came easy to me
Hmm.
to try to sell my product. I try to pick products that I thought other people would like, or that I would even buy, and that's how I started picking the products that I sold, and they became popular. People liked them, so I just continued on that path.
Okay, so you recommend, I guess, and I actually recommend this to people too, either start a business in the field you're in, or like you did, something you like. These are
Mhm.
products you liked and you like sales.
Mhm.
So it came natural to you. It's easier to do
Yeah.
something that's natural to you versus something I never did. I'm going to start selling satellite dishes. No, I mean, that wouldn't even make any sense. So then
Well,
your
actually,
passion gets in there.
if you actually find something that that you do daily, like a hobby or something like that
Mhm.
that you do on a daily basis, that you like doing weekly or whatever, that's probably somewhere you can probably start a business, uh, even if you don't have any experience in doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, because some people start a business that they never like. They like to cook maybe, and they
Hmm.
might start a food truck,
Okay.
or somebody that might likes to work on cars. They might open a mechanic shop. I mean, just it's just something that you like doing daily, on a daily basis. Maybe you do it on the weekend, maybe you do it during the week, and it's not
Hmm.
actually your regular job. Just something that you love, like you
Something that you
said.
love, something
Hmm.
that you loved, and hopefully it could build into generational wealth for your family. Because when you
Yeah,
start an entrepreneurship business, it's not only for the present now, but it's also for the future and your
yeah.
future children. Now, you also do mentoring through SCORE,
Hmm.
and that's part of your consulting that you help mentor people through your own business.
Hmm.
And also, you are a mentor through SCORE.
Yeah.
Now, how do you mentor someone? And first, let's go back. What is actually is SCORE? Because I'm sure a lot of people don't even know what SCORE is. They just think maybe it's something from a basketball game. You score. What is SCORE?
Score is usually it's retired or people that's in business that has had a business or doing business now, and they actually mentor you in a new business idea or a business that you already started. We kind of give you like pointers, like if you have a business plan and you want somebody to
Mhm.
look it over, we'll look that business plan over and give you like, say, well, maybe you need to change this. We can't tell you what to do, but we could give you advice. So it's kind of like what a mentor is. We mentor you into whatever you're trying to do. Like if you're trying to start a restaurant or any kind of business, we just help you develop a business plan. We don't actually do the work. We don't do the work. We just kind of give you tools to uh
Okay.
to start
Resources.
that. Yeah, resources. Yeah,
Okay. Now, did you originally go to them for help, or how did you even get involved with them?
through uh people that I've already worked with.
Hmm.
Uh, they kind of say, "Well, I think you would be a good fit for Score."
Okay.
So I applied as a mentor and I got accepted. I had to do a certification to be a SCORE mentor. So I had to go through a process to do that. But yeah, I just kind of, this kind of my love too. My love, became my love because helping other small business or entrepreneurs, because a lot of times when you're starting a business, you don't have that help. You don't have people just giving you advice or uh, showing you which way to go. So I kind of like became that person for other people
Okay. Because you also
outside
do.
of Score and outside of my
Mhm.
so that's how I kind of got introduced to Score.
Okay, because you also have a magazine that you started recently,
Hmm.
and that helps other entrepreneurs or single business people. get to network and explain that a little bit because even that is like one a lot of people would not think, oh, today I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do a magazine.
Mhm.
Or, especially with how a lot of things are magazines are not on the stands too much and newspapers are closing, you decided to create a magazine to help entrepreneurs and especially smaller ones because there's magazines out there that
Yeah.
help out, but they're for corporation types,
Yeah.
or the big CEOs. You start a magazine to help the entrepreneur, the person starting off, and that is the Black to Black magazine. Tell me a little bit about that if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, the Black to Black magazine is usually I it's entrepreneurs or small business owners that have a service or a product that they get to showcase that product or that service, and if they actually get to write an article. We have a topic for the month, and they get to write on that topic and include their business in that article. Even run ads if they choose to. It's kind of to give them exposure to over 20,000 people. It's global. Magazine is global. So even though my magazine is digital, it comes in print as global, so they can buy it globally.
Okay. And a lot of the articles you said that they get to write articles and things like that. What type of articles do they write? Is it just something specific for their business to inform people and educate them or random? What type of topics are typically chosen?
I'm kind of like mine is like Christ centered. So mine is not really like worldly topics. So it's
Mhm.
kind of worldly, but it's kind of like our life story, our history.
Mhm.
Kind of get a chance to tell your story and include your business in it. I pick a topic, maybe it's love, and you get to talk about love and how it affects you in your life and in your business.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
get a chance to the readers get a chance to know you, the
Okay.
writer.
So the entrepreneurs are sharing their experiences and their lives and how it connects with their business. Interesting. Great.
Yeah, yeah.
And you started that just to help with networking, or that was another entrepreneurial spirit of yours?
Uh, Networking and entrepreneur. I always wanted to do a magazine. I've been wanting to do a magazine for a long time, and then the opportunity presented itself, and I went after it. I took off and I decided to say, well, I know how I can help other entrepreneurs, but give them more exposure, and like the different writers might have different point of views, and
Mm,
if they read the magazine, they'll get some knowledge from that.
mhm.
They might have a story they telling in the magazine, and that might help somebody.
Now, I would think that's not the easiest thing to do. Did you go to school for that, or did you just bog down and had to learn it?
I actually first I hired someone to help me start my magazine, and it was I Shine magazine at the time. That's who I paid a fee to start my magazine, and they helped me start it.
And now you do pretty much everything like the layouts, putting it out there,
Yes,
marketing.
yeah, I do
And
all that now. I had to learn, but
mhm.
now I do it all on my own. Of course, the person that actually helped me start it, he do help. Santana Global. I'm a partner with Santana Global, so they kind of help me if I need any help, like in any area of my magazine.
Yeah, okay.
But I do the layout and all that right now.
Layout, the marketing, everything.
Yes,
So you have a lot of hats. I'm assuming it's not you can't just snap, there's a magazine. It takes a lot of work and effort into it.
yes,
And you're
it
doing
does.
all the hats, most of the
Yeah,
hats.
yeah, it is. It's a lot of effort. You got to really want to do it because it's not an easy task.
Not easy task.
Hmm.
Now, were you a writer yourself when you were younger that you enjoyed writing? Why did you want a magazine? I know you said you always wanted to do it. Why a magazine?
Well, I actually like to read. So
Mhm.
reading has always been a passion of mine. So I'm
Okay.
always reading. I'm always I have magazines galore uh that I read and even books. So I just kind of like I said I read some of the articles and I said I would love to do this and include my entrepreneur spirit in that.
Okay. So you blend your consulting, your mentoring, and entrepreneurship in the magazine and also in your consulting part because you
Yes.
also do networking with these people. You just don't, oh, write an article, whatever. You actually help mentor even the people that are in your magazine and write and contribute.
Yes. Yes, I do. And then I include them in different projects I'm on. So I like if I'm doing if somebody's doing a podcast or somebody's doing like Voyage. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Voyage, but they like another magazine, and I refer them to that magazine, or I refer them to a podcast, and I do a newsletter and a spotlight in my magazine. So that's also to give them some exposure.
Okay. Now, when it comes to women starting off in business, um, what do you think is one of the most important factors to switching from 9 to 5 job to I'm my own boss?
I, Foundation, making sure you have a foundation before you make that switch. Like you have an idea, you have written it down, and you have actually studied it. I mean, just not just just at a wham, just like I'm gonna do this. You
Hmm.
actually, because you actually review what you're trying to start. Like go to other people, talk with them about that particular business you want to start, and see what the challenges they have had, or see what the experience has been, and see if that's really something you want to do or take on. Because being an entrepreneur is not an easy task. So you think that your 9 to 5 is tough or hard, being an entrepreneur can be even harder. So you have to really hone in on if that's really something that you want to do. Because if you go into it and it's not something that you're really interested in, you'll probably give up on it. It probably won't last, or you won't start it out on the right foundation. So you just gotta really see. I When I started my business, I worked all the time that I had my business. I never had worked outside, stayed home and did my business, or worked in a storefront. I've always worked outside of business. I'm finally able to right now. I'm not working outside of business, so I have more time to do my business. But it takes time.
Takes time.
It's not an overnight thing unless you got money that you can just quit your job and just start a business.
Mhm.
Uh, you have to make sure you have the right financial backing to start that business. Even if you don't, you do a shoestring budget. You still have to pay attention to all the things you need. You need to find out what the cost of everything is,
Mhm.
what it's going to take to actually run that business on a daily day basis before
Right.
you just jump in and quit your job. I don't recommend anybody quitting their job until they have a solid foundation.
I like when you said solid foundation, and importantly, you said speak with someone who's in the business and the challenges. See, most
Hmm.
people think of when you ask them, "Oh, what do you like about your business? What do you like about your business?" You don't say, "Well, what are the challenges? What am I going to go through? What are the parts that I'm going to be like, oh, I don't know if I should have did this. What are going to be the possible bad side effects or
Yeah,
the things that are going to make me, like I said, maybe stop because it's too overwhelming." So
yeah.
I'm happy you
Like
said because a
I
lot
can
of
tell you
people
about
do
it.
not mention that.
I can tell you about experience I had. So, like I told you, I have an online store.
Right.
Well, when you have an online store and you advertise and you have stuff that people really gonna want to buy, there are people that are thieves, or well, I've had merchandise people order stuff and they were thieves,
Mm.
and they stole they got the merchandise, but they were fraud, so they used somebody else's credit card. So then I'm having to give the money back, or I lose it all together, my merchandise and the money, and I don't
Right.
even benefit from it. Now, somebody that's just starting out, they're not going to stay. They're not going to continue to do that business. They're going to drop that and say, no more.
Right. And that's where you said you really got to do your research and plan. And that's
Yeah.
where like finding a consultant, a mentor score
Yeah.
to help you actually figure out not only the foundation, but plan out every last step of the way, the challenges, the successes. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people don't think, oh, well, fraud's not going to happen to me. And this person has to be. That's something you have to think and
Mhm.
possibly factor into your costs
Yeah.
being losses.
Yes. 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 You have to. You have to, because you're gonna always have losses in business. I don't care what business people have. They done had some kind of loss in that business at some point in time. Everybody's business has not been smooth selling the whole time. And you ask any business owner, they'll tell you that it has not been smooth selling the whole time. It takes a
Right.
lot of work. You have to really plan. I always tell people to go ask somebody else that's doing that business, because they can give you the real true facts about that business that you're trying to start. Like what they have lost, what they have challenges they didn't have, what they have gained, what they love about it, what they hate about it. That might not be your experience, but that'll give you like an eye opener.
Right. And
Yeah.
you
So
have
you,
some type of networking also that you know, and you have established person in that field.
yeah.
Just like even starting a hair salon, what are the
Mhm.
pros and cons? What type of hours are typical? Which type of customers? Things like that. Those are
Yeah.
things that, yes, you can do your research and you should, but you
Hmm.
also should hear it from people that are in the business.
Yeah. And then a lot of times people you would find that are in the same area that you're trying to start a business, they're not more willing to talk to you. So what you do is you go outside of that area that you're going to start, that city you in, or that area you live in, that part of town, and go on another side where you're not going to start a business over there. They'll be more willing to talk to you about their business because they feel like you're not in competition with them. Some people think
Mm.
that way, that you're
I,
trying to get their ideas or try to, you know, so you have to move around, navigate around that, go somewhere else on another part of town, or ask some family or friend that maybe have been in business, or somebody that's established that's not afraid of losing business.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you because some people are afraid of competition. Well, I'm not going to give you my secrets,
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, across the street, they open up their shingle and they're your direct competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people would be more willing to share their experience, mentor possibly,
Mm,
if it's like they're not direct competition. Correct,
yeah.
which is a good
Yeah.
idea too. And then even with financing or foundation, you mentioned financing. Like even if you don't have all the finance, like most of us don't have a whole ton of money,
Hmm.
okay, that you do try to build your business up while you're working and do some hours to build it up slowly. That's why you mentioned sell one product so you get your foot into the door. I always
Yeah.
call them baby steps or small steps.
Yes. Yeah. And then I always say go and visit the bank that you might want to do financial have a financial relationship with. Like if you
Mhm.
have a checking account or savings account now in that bank, go talk to the person that's over business accounts. Start building a relationship with that person so they'll get to know you and your idea. You bounce that idea off of them and see what they're thinking. You hadn't started yet, so you're not losing anything by just telling them that I have an idea and what do you think about it? And what it's
Right.
going to take to get financial backing for a business such as this. And then you can work towards that.
And I'm assuming even if you go to like a small bank or the bank you bank at now, which nowadays most banks are large corporations, but they would have other clients that they could possibly even network and say, hey, this is also a client of ours. Contact them also for some other information or resources.
Yeah. Might be
So,
might be opportunity. Yeah.
and I would assume also, like, even starting with the foundation, you need to have at least a little bit of money and cushion in case any mistakes happen or anything that you may have omitted out.
Hmm.
So, even with that, do you have tips on how people can like save while they're working to work on that? Or do you think just try to jump right in on the bare minimum?
Well, if you can save, it'd be best. But maybe like save a certain part of your income, because we go buy clothes, we go buy shoes, electronics, and stuff like that. That money, instead of putting it on that, save that part that you normally would buy those shoes. If it's not necessary.
Mm.
Uh, if it's something that you don't really need, take that money and put it in a savings account, and just build up an account so when you do get ready to start, you'll have some kind of money saved.
Right, because when it comes to businesses, yeah, you have to have a little bit of cushion. And if you can forgo an extra purse or shoes or
Mm.
going out on a fancy dinner or something, you can put that money back in your business because you're trying to
Mm.
grow that business just like you're trying to grow a child. You
Yeah.
have to feed it and nurture it. And sometimes nurturing is money.
Yeah. And then when you make that money, most times that money goes back into the business. So you don't like everybody think when you're starting out, you're making all this money. But a lot of times, if you don't have a bank account, that money goes back into your business. So and it's to grow. It's not actually, you still putting it into something that's yours.
Now, what
So,
has inspired you to help other people? Is that part of your faith, family, a past person that you looked up to that helped nurture you into this?
well, not necessarily. I have family members that's been in business. My grandfather had his own store. But I never met my grandfather. He died before I was born. But my mother told me the stories about him having his own business. And then I have cousins that own their own business. So it's kind of like in my family where we start business. But
Mhm.
my I just have a desire to help people. I call myself a servant leader. So whatever I can do to help serve somebody, that's what I do. And I feel like this is my arena to serve, for as helping entrepreneurs develop a business, start a business, uh, continue that journey in any way that I can help them. Like the magazine, I actually give them different opportunities.
Mhm.
Even my consulting, I have a lady now that's starting her own fragrance line. So it just depends on where they're at. And this client has the means to start the business, but I have clients that don't have the means to start the business. So
Mhm.
you kind of work on different areas when you
Mhm.
consulting. So
Okay.
I just
Well,
kind of meet them where they at.
me where they're at. Okay, we have a few more minutes, almost out of time.
Mhm.
What is, then when people think about their plans and what business they're going to choose, what do you recommend for what business or how to choose a business?
Uh, what I what I recommend.
How do you recommend choosing a business for a person? Well, should they figure that out?
Well, actually, as a consultant or a mentor, we don't really tell them what business to start. We just ask them, what is your passion? What is it
Okay.
something that you like to do on, like I said, on a daily basis? What is, like, some people like to cook, some people like to mow lawns, some people like to fix on cars, some people like to help uh, in a servant, some kind of servant job.
Hmm.
Uh, so just whatever that is, like maybe child care. You like to keep kids. You love kids. Just whatever that passion is, try to build on that. That'll be something that be a more that that you'll do a long haul. You won't just start that business and quit after things get hard, because it's something that you already love doing.
Okay. So start off first with your passion.
Mhm.
Start off small. These are the
Mhm.
tips we gave. Don't
Mhm.
go, let's go have a full online mall like Amazon. Let's start off small.
Yes.
Do that foundation, the plan,
Mhm.
seek help and mentors, and talk to your bank and financial people just to let them know that you're out there. Even if you don't need them now, we will eventually need you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And definitely networking, finding other people to network is definitely a key.
Yes.
Consultants, magazines, getting a hold of other people that are in the business is definitely important.
And making sure you get a coach, because
Coach,
you're gonna need that help. A coach.
a
Everybody
coach.
should get a coach. Even people that's well off, you would think that's been in business for a while, they have coaches.
Right.
That's how they've been so successful, because they have somebody in their ear telling them, no, this won't work, or this will work.
Mhm.
This is a new idea that you might can try. So you just
Okay.
need to find somebody to, like I said, when you go
A
to other
coach.
business and ask them questions, even
Okay.
find your own personal coach
Okay.
to help you get started.
Okay, great. And find a coach. Last tip. Okay, great.
Hmm.
Well, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we're all out of time. This is YYNet, and I'm Janice, the host. The topic today was women starting their own businesses. And we had a special guest, Tina Holman, of Black to Black Consultants. Thank you very much, Tina, for sharing and helping us out today.
Okay, thank you.
Have a wonderful evening and good night, everyone. Until next time.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
then